such as VP for Apostolate and VP for External Relations. And we also have a candidate who is currently in NOAA now, running for the position of VP for Advocacy. So, for the introduction of Comelec, so I will just say the people involved. So, Patty is the Chief Commissioner. Then, Mabes Joaquin is the Chief for Means and Ways and Means. And I am the Chief for Electoral Operations. Then, Miko is Chief for Publications and Promotions. Tapos, the Associate Commissioners are Nikos Cabrera and JP Del Rosario. So other people are. So MDA rules and protocols. So for the audience, please take note of the rules and protocols, especially for the question and answer. So the candidate will be given 20 minutes to introduce himself or herself and to communicate his or her presidential platform. So you can do it whatever you want. Just make sure that you are delivering your platform in 20 minutes. You can extend. Yeah. So each candidate is given 30 seconds to think and a maximum of 1.5 minutes to answer each question given by any member of the audience. So this is for the question and answer. So the candidate will have 30 seconds to think and you have 1.5 minutes to answer. And the timer, you can check the timer. Just look at Nikos Cabrera. Naka-ano na yan? Naka-program. Yan. So, 30 seconds per... Yan. Kahit walang tanong. Thank you. Tapos, should there be a follow-up question, he or she is given 1 minute to answer. A maximum of 2 follow-up questions is allowed. So, there will be no separate time for thinking. If the audience asks you a follow-up question, you need to answer it right away. Clear? Crystal clear.
Oh.
Wait. So,
Wala ng paper.
after one candidate, is it like straight question answer or we
Okay.
finish both?
Yeah. Sasabihin ko din siya. Pero ano yun? So, yung question ni Alimi kung ano yung flow. So, first, by alphabetical order, the VP for Apostolate will present 20-minute presentation of her platform, then Reg for VP for External Relations. Then the floor is open for question and answer to both. So sabay yung question and answer. So the audience can, ayan, ito yung next. Keep your questions appropriately brief and concise. Because if you have a follow-up question, allow the candidate to finish responding to the original questions. Since the elections now involve 2 candidates, you should say the name of the person who you are addressing to, who your question addressing to. So, if your question is addressed to Alimi, so for Alimi, pagulayan. Tapos state your question. Pero kung yung question is for both the candidates, you can say that this is for the both of you. Answer it. Okay. Clear ba, audience? People?
Clear.
I'll raise na lang something kapag 5 minutes, 1 minute.
Okay.
Yan. For them, 20-minute time.
Ayan.
Since walang timer na sila.
So for your presentation, Pati will give you signs. Yeah. So let's start off by presenting our vice presidential candidate. So our first candidate is running for the position of VP for Advocacy, who is currently in NOAA because of her JPA. So she is Matea Lim. So I'm here just to read her platform. So if you are curious about when would be her JPA, MDA, read the memo posted kagabi. Yeah. So
Monday is on
Monday via video call. So thank you. And so I'm just here to read it kasi I don't have the power to explain it to you. So her platform 4 points, Matea Bilin is 3 points. So new and reform projects. Second, drawing in participation of non-SPEED members. And lastly, reaching out to more advocacy partners and areas. So that's it, guys. There's Mateo running for the position of VP for advocacy.
Yung hindi natin.
Yeah, I think you
Yun.
know her
And
platform.
yun, to know better about her platforms, sinicirculate namin yung hard copy of COC. So there's 2 copies. So if you can still ask questions for Matea during the question and answer, we will collate it and we will make sure that she will answer it. And i-video namin siya. Tapos yun. So later, during the question and answer, Patty, again, will give out some papers.
Yeah.
Lucky not me. Yes. Go there. So yun na. Clear na ba guys? Question. So yeah. So now let's give the floor to our for the person who is running for the position of VP for Apostolate, Miss Annie Pagulay. Your 20 minutes starts.
Hello, guys. Okay, so I'm trying to scan the room right now if there's anyone who doesn't know me. You all know me. Okay, so hello, I'm Annie Pagulayan. I'm currently an area head for SOC Mondays, and I'm currently running for the position of VP for Apostolate. So, little background on why I'm in this advocacy. It's because of my brother. I have a relative who is really binding me or placing me into the sector. And ever since, this advocacy is something that I feel strongly for. And whenever I get lost in speed, or in speed, it's my brother who always reminds me. Okay. Okay, so we're running out of time, so I'll go straight to our platform. Okay, so first is the area-centric apostolate. There have been questions ever since that if what we're doing to our areas is actually helping them, or are we really just focused on the members? So this coming school year, I would like to have like an area-centric apostolate. How? I have 3 points under it. So one is that for our modules, I noticed that the modules are being done by the area heads. And we craft those modules by what the areas tell us to do. Like for example, pagawa niyo sila ng arts and crafts. Ganun. Bakit po? Para ma-enhance yung socialization nila. Like that. But if you think about it, if we want to target that problem of socialization nila, our kids, why are people who have no experience or like just anyone doing modules for them, right? If we want to target something, why not ask someone who really knows something about it? So what I suggest is really partnering with other orgs or other institutions that can help us create modules that are really addressing the problem. Like for example, we have Miriam EC who are mostly in SPED education. So we can like partner with them. And it's both a win-win situation because 1, we're targeting the problem, and 2, we're also helping them gain experience in the sector. So we're also bringing more people into the sector. Next is the monthly area assessments. There's this thing that we do with area heads called the week of area updates. Okay, but the thing is, what I notice is that if we're going to assess our areas with our own perspective only, like the area heads just fill it up, how are we going to know that we're actually having an impact on our areas, right? Why isn't it them who's like answering it so that we know if we're really making an impact? So what I suggest is having a monthly area assessment that will be answered by the institution and the area heads, or even, let's see if it's possible with the area leads, so that we can really check if we have an impact on the area. And then, last is partnering with our area's fundraisers. SOC had a fundraiser last year, and that's where I had the idea that why don't we link the fundraisers that they do to our fundraisers, but di natin ipagsabay. Kasi we're also helping them, diba? We give them support through our fundraisers. So why not include them in in our fundraisers. So if you guys didn't know, they were selling these stars as their fundraiser. But I kind of wish that we could have helped them by also selling those stars in the atelier. Okay. So that's for the area-centric apostolate. Next is the area head support. Well, for the past, people are focused on improving the areas. But how are we going to improve the areas if we don't worry or care about the area heads? Of course, right? Because they're the ones leading our areas. And as a VP, I really value my people. It's my style of leadership. I really value my people. So, so for my platform, for area head support, I suggest that we have an area head manual or like an area head kit to actually help the area heads stay on track. Because there are a lot of things going on for area heads. You know, like we have to plan transpo, we have to plan projects, we have to talk to our areas, and then when we have projects, we bring the letters, and then there's so much things going on. And the area heads just need a system. Now, a person asked me before, aren't you like constricting your area heads? Because every area head has a different personality. So if you set like how to do something, are you constricting your area heads? I'm saying no. I'm just giving them a framework and just guiding my area heads. So I suggest creating an area head manual along with whoever's going to be doing tips spec next year so that my area heads would be guided. Also, as part of that area head manual is I also want to concretize a transition process from the past area heads to the new area heads. Because like what I told you again, being an area head is difficult. And it would really help if the past area head would have guided the new area heads to the area. Because first, when I went to SOC, and then I presented myself, I said, ate, ako po si Annie, ito po si Lauren, kami na po yung area heads this year. Ate was like, ha? Hindi man lang nagpaalam sa'yo si past area head. Diba? So, yung areas, they also get lost. And then, for me, and then when I met I said the name, my in Splendor, she was the past area head of SOC. And then I told her so many things about SOC and she said, oh, you didn't know that? Ganun talaga yun. So, a lot of the problems would have been foreseen by me if I was able to communicate it with the past area head. So I suggest, like, maybe keeping in contact of the past area heads for the new area heads and just really, kahit yung introduction process lang nila, like really set an actual process for the transition of it. So, last is, this is actually very ambitious, but I want to start an initiative to have a permanent transportation for area. I said start an initiative because right now I really want a concrete solution, but I'm still in the process of it, and I think that I cannot find the solution alone. I have to talk to the EV about it. I have to talk to members about it. But I really feel the need to have a permanent transportation for area. Why? We want to engage people to go to area. But how are we going to do it if one, we're compromising the safety of it, two, it stresses the area heads. Okay? If you only know that whenever an area VP sign up and then tinatansya namin kung ilan yung pupuntang area, we also worry about how many taxis we're gonna call. Yeah. So, like last time, one of our area heads, she was panicking because she had 30 people to make transpo for. But then, she said, Alimik, huwag ka na pupuntang area. So, kanya gano'n. Kasi, hindi pagod na ako eh. Nasi-stress na ako. And I feel bad for her. But at the same time, if you think about it, it also compromises the quality of our area visits. Kasi we're all about engaging more people, right? We're all about having more people to join the advocacy. But how are we going to do that if the transpo is limiting us to do so? So, I really want to start an initiative next year I don't know if I can solve it by the end of the year or immediately in the first sem, but I really want to start it because it's actually something new. And then for the area family, one thing I noticed about my area BBs is that when they know each other, they just follow each other. They just follow each other to area. So if we establish like a really good area family, like everyone's engaged in the area group, we will be able to have better advocates for speed. So what I suggest is to have like challenges per area every week. So that they have to complete, and then whoever wins gets something for their areas. So it's win-win. We encourage them to do more, and at the same time we give more back to our areas. Next is being open about the area babies. Being open about the wish list to the area babies. Because I feel that if we just keep it to ourselves, like the specs, that oh, this is the wish list, the area babies would have helped. The area babies would have seen, ito pala yung kailangan ng areas. I feel that we need to be more transparent in order to engage more people with us. And then last is another thing for apostolate and creatives, which is to create an actual, to create digital posters about our kids. Because my area babies are asking like, oh, sino to or sino to? What does he have? What does she have? Like that. So I think that we should have like maybe a compilation of like profiles of the kids, but only for the area group. Because if you keep on going to area and then hindi mo pala kilala yung kid, diba? What's the point? Maya ikaw yung kilala ng kid, and then hindi mo siya kilala. And then last is another thing for creatives, which is to start posting about our area visits with the speed page. Because I feel that if we keep on posting just our projects, how are people going to know na we're actually doing something? Because if we just present projects, they don't get to see the faces. I mean, yeah, they get to see the faces, but what we really do in speed, without the projects, we go to our areas. So the people have to see, oh, speed is doing something besides the projects. So I feel that we should be more transparent. Last is the apostolate project enhancement. So, okay. So under the apostolate project enhancement, I would like to suggest that SOAR would only be for new members. Because it's yes, every year it's been a retention requirement, right, for all the new members. But if you think about it, let's say I'm 4 years in speed. I go to areas, I do projects. Why do I have to attend SOAR again? Like, I have experience, okay, I already know what a kid with Down syndrome would be like, or a kid with autism be like. So why do I have to go to SOAR again? What I suggest is that SOAR would only be for new members. And then the old members would just get, manuals, or we can just recommend them to go but not require them to go to SOAR. Because we also use a lot of resources for SOAR. So it also saves us resources, time, reservations. And then, so in Nima's platform, she also said that she wanted to boost the Speak Out campaign. And I think, if you think about it in a positive perspective, it's also great that we would tie Speak Out with open area. Because if you just tell people that, hey, you should not use these words, they won't see the point of it if you just tell them. You have to bring them with us for them to see the point of not using those words, for them to see the point of the Speak Out campaign. So I suggest tying the open area with the Speak Out campaign. So I really wish, I really wish that the publicity would respect what we're doing. And then There's also, third point is an alumni area visit. This idea appeared to me because of what Nima said with my question, that we really need more people in this advocacy. And who are the people who are just right there, who already knows the advocacy, that who can help us surely? That's the alumni. So I suggest having maybe at least one area visit for the alumni or the SEM, so that they would be able to see how their areas are doing now, and so that they can be encouraged also to donate or help the areas. And then last is a new project that I would like to suggest for the apostolate, and that is a field trip. Just making the Ugnayan learning tour really something for our areas. Because I've seen it, I've seen how it impacted. So okay. Sorry. Kasi it's really cute. Like,
Happy tears.
yeah.
You want what?
Yeah, it's more of happy days. But thank you. When I went to area after 9 learning tour, it really kids were so excited to tell us what happened to the field trip, and they were so happy. John Paul, the one wheelchair. Yeah, he was so happy. He was like, sabi ko, oh, kamusta? Di ba nag-field trip kayo? And he was like, that. It was just so cute. He was just doing it the entire time. And like that. Then the other boys were telling me, ate, balik tayo. So you kind of really see that it really means something to them. And our vision is key. We see that we want to embrace their value as human beings. And I really feel that the SOC boys did feel that through our areas, through that field trip on Ugnayan. They really felt that, oh, I can go out pala, I can see fish, I can see this. So they really feel better about themselves. Okay, so wait, let me just go over my points again. Okay. That's it.
So let's give a round of applause. So now for our next candidate, who is running for the position of VP for External Relations, here Mr. Reg Alejandro.
Hi guys. So, I joined Speed 2 years ago. Tapos, I really didn't know what to do. Hinatak ako ni Pedro, if you remember. And I wasn't planning to join anyways talaga. I planned on just focusing on ACADS and whatever. Hanggang 4th year ACADS. And then, I realized na parang, sige, why not give Speed a shot? And yun nga, I saw a lot of potential for change within Speed so that we could impact the advocacy. I'm not gonna really present to you my subjective points. I'm just going to read my platform because I'm really looking forward to your questions later. So here's my platform. The first point is the streamlining of processes of acquiring sponsors and building the external image of Speed. So we know that in our projects, our corporate partners are risk averse. Well, in general, they really are. For example, they would just rather be sponsors for our more established projects like Sparkle and Splendor. But for the newer initiatives, it's really hard for us to get new sponsors, especially since they don't see the value of Speed within it. Like for example, they see the value of Sparkle, but they don't see the value of it in Speed as a whole. So they want to go with the tried and tested projects such as Sparkle, while having a general inclination to be skeptic about our new major initiatives. This makes the process of building a roster of sponsors for newer initiatives based on their reputation alone long and tedious, which could have this is time wasted, which could have been spent on actually acquiring the sponsors quickly and then using those funds to better the project. In recent years, spanning multiple runs of the project for establishing its credibility and attractiveness to potential sponsors. As external VP, I will implement a way to bridge the accolades of our more established initiatives in a way that would benefit Speed's newer endeavors. This could be done by streamlining Speed's image building efforts, which is what we're actually doing this year. So parang we started this year with the org profile. Years ago, there wasn't an org profile, but this year it's the image of Speed that we were building on, and not just the individual projects. And as a whole, I've seen that impact in the projects. When we contact sponsors that day, we just send the org profiles alone. Pero this year, we sent org profiles together with the project profile, and I've seen a greater influx of sponsors for those projects, and more trust for the projects from the external sponsors. So, but another way would be to maintain public trust of Speed by increasing transparency to potential investors. So this could be achieved by publishing an annual or semestral report, like what companies do, like Jollibee. So every end of December, end of the fiscal year, they will release a financial statement for their shareholders. So basically, what we're doing is we're making Speed a shareholder-friendly organization, which means that more people will be invested in Speed, and hopefully it would give them a better image of our advocacy. So it's maintaining public trust of Speed by increasing transparency. These efforts would give the department more control, the external department, over joint efforts of the different external branches, as well as aid in maintaining a good, attractive, and coherent image for Speed that would help attract the best possible partners for advocacy. In the future, this would make pioneering new initiatives. For example, like last year's Spectacular. We had a hard time getting sponsors for Spectacular talaga. Like, we tried, like, nag-send out talaga tayo ng packages and stuff. Pero none of the sponsors who agreed upon the terms that, for example, for Sparkle. So, kaya, Shakey's, or like, yung pen, DIC. So, they agreed sa Sparkle. Pero like, Spectacular, hindi natin i-contact yun. Kasi hindi talaga na nakita yung value ng org dun sa other projects natin. So, the next platform will be to maximize the benefits that can be gained from partners. Different external organizations have different... Can I just take a poll? Submit what out? Wait na. I'm giving a speech to... Fine. So different external organizations have different missions, visions, and core competencies. By doing an expansive study on potential partners and tailoring our search for organizations that would most likely integrate Speed's ad hoc well with theirs. So yung ad hoc natin initially sana in line with those external partners that we'll be getting. We would be able to close down deals at a more efficient rate as well, with favorable organizations with compatible advocacies. Different factors such as an organization's advocacy in relation to ours, varying CSR policies or corporate social responsibility policies, and benefactor history would help determine which sponsors we should be approaching instead of the ones we are gunning for now. This is just a recalibration of our efforts in searching for newer sponsors. So that day we were just going to send out random, we'd just be sending out packages to any sponsor that crosses our mind. But this year we would be implementing, next year we would hopefully be implementing a system that would help determine which organizations to contact best. So based on their advocacies and based on their inclination towards saying yes to Speed. So less time wasted yun for getting newer sponsors instead of like i-cohort pa sila, di ba? So mas okay if mas G na sila kagad for funding our advocacy. So by closing down deals with like-minded organizations, we are encouraging the development of our advocacy, as both advocates will be propelled forward as a result of the joint efforts produced by these deals. Of course, these factors should not serve to limit our search, but rather prioritize on an expansive list of prospects. We will not turn down other organizations with advocacies dissimilar to ours if they approach us first. But we would also not be actively pursuing them if there are other organizations to pursue that would really benefit from Speed's partnership with them, and vice versa. Neither are we halting future existing sponsorship agreements with these advocacies, as we may still stand to benefit from them and them from us by sharing our advocacy with them and by them giving their time, effort, and committing to packages that we send out to them. Finally, the third point of my platform is the sponsorship recruitment policy. So continuing on the external department's previous sponsorship recruitment efforts, we would still continue to accept and honor agreements made with new sponsors that approach us. The existing rationale of the external department on this is, as we fulfill our end of the bargain for multiple deals in times which predate the need for sponsors, we are building upon a well of sponsors that we may call on at any time in the future. So parang, it's a bank of sponsors, basically. They won't initially agree to parang sponsor us kagad, but we can call upon them. So by fulfilling our end of the bargain, as early as possible, edi meron na kagad tayong sponsors sa pwede natin tawagin na sa anytime. And this would greatly benefit the project's efforts in the future. So parang less time wasted on actually looking for newer sponsors and more time thinking about what to do with the funds that we'll be getting with the sponsors. The problem with this policy, however, lies upon two factors. First, reliability. By accepting and honoring all reasonable partnership offers, this would in turn ensure that our future sponsors are well fed. However, not all dormant sponsors would be willing to step up at any time. Yung parang biglaan na lang. Since this would still be up to them, so depende talaga sa capabilities nila. So as a result, we cannot fully rely on our current well of sponsors to abruptly accept our call. So nangyari ito for Yasmin told me na may sponsors sila dati. May sponsors sila nakuha and nagkaroon sila ng deal. Tapos kinlose na yung deal tapos pinulpil ng Speed. So parang nag-share tayo ng event nila. Pero when the time came na tatawagin na natin sila for a project, sabi na, pass na lang kami dyan. Tapos next project na lang. And yun nga, it's very unreliable if biglaan lang. If walang set projects na sa support kagad nila. So parang medyo hassle yun for project planning. Second problem is feasibility of multiple execution. So ito yung parang you can't fulfill multiple bargains at the same time, especially given the manpower of Speed. And since di naman tayo parang really big or in terms of members. However, so many third parties are contacting us right now. So dati, medyo konti may doon in sponsors going to us. But now, sobrang dami. And we had to turn down some talaga. Because, yun nga, hindi natin kaya fulfill lahat at the same time. So parang, ito yung curve. So parang, dito siya dati. So parang, walang ginagawa yung ibang public relations officers. And then, pagdating dito sa taas, parang this end, sobrang dami naman. So, meron na talaga siya limit. Kumbaga. As an org, we could not fulfill all of their demands at once, and as a result, we had to turn down some. In response to both of these hurdles, I propose a solution that would attempt to evenly distribute all of the partnership offers we receive throughout the year. This solution would also make sure that these partners, should we accept their offer and fulfill their end of the bargain, would guarantee their involvement in the future initiatives we would need them in. So parang, hitting two birds with one stone. We're fixing the issue of reliability. Yung parang you can call them up dati. And also the issue of, we can fulfill multiple partners at the same time. As such, I propose to advertise Speed's partnership search at the start of the year and have slots for potential partners that they may sign up for in advance. This is to ensure that we do not go over capacity. So yun yung second problem. As well as to attract the right people who have events that need promoting during empty slots. So may fixed slots lang talaga per yung depende talaga sa capacity ng Speed. And then you could also attract the sponsors who are, may events during, or may planned events during those future slots by informing them ahead of time that we will be accepting them in the future. This is to ensure that we don't go over capacity. Once we have accepted their offer, we would then make sure that they agree upon a specific project of ours to support in the future. So, hindi yung parang para-para na lang na, may spectacular pa lang na parating. So, tawagin natin ito si sponsor A, sponsor B. But, wala talaga sila, hindi talaga sila nakatie to any project. So, itong solution na to is, we're going to tie them up to a specific project in the future. Yung con lang nito is medyo mahirapan medyo kailangan ng mas solid na planning for the project, especially since in history, yung projects natin is na-move or na-extend or whatever, or naiiba yung dates talaga. So parang, by doing this, we are parang mas nagiging reliable din tayo to the sponsors, and not just the sponsors being reliable to us. Once we have accepted the offer, we make sure that we agree upon specific project of ours to support in the future, but within the academic year. So, yun yung platform ko, and I already said na parang, siguro for me, the problem is really manpower in implementing these steps talaga. And we would probably need the help of mentor for that in the future. And thank you.
So, let's give a round of applause to Renchali. So now let's review. Yeah, so now Patty will give. Sorry, Jared. So Patty will give out scratch of paper, so you can write your question, especially to Matea Lim, because Matea Lim is not here. So we will collect all the questions. You will give to Matea, then we will ask the questions to Matea. So here's the platform points of Ali Pagulayan, running for the position of VP for Apostolate. Then, yeah. So and these are the platform points of Fred Alejandro, running for the position of External Relations.
Hindi lang daw ba kung yung file
For Matea. Yeah. So. Let's go now to the question and answer. Just to reiterate the rules again. So you will be given 30 seconds to think, and you will be given 1.5 hours, 1.5 minute to answer the question. Okay. So now I will.
Mag-raise pa ako ng suggestion. Maybe we can prioritize questions for raisers.
Ayun. So, for your information, guys, Reg Alejandro will leave the MDA at 6:30 because he has a bazaar to attend to sa UP Town. So, ayun nga, as the suggestion of Patty, prioritize giving out questions to Reg Alejandro so we can squeeze it in.
You're here until 7.
Yeah.
Pero for the ones addressed to both, mag-answer pa rin si Alex.
Yun. Yun. Remember to say the candidate's name first if your question is specific to a candidate. Pero if your question is for both the candidates, you can just say for both. Yeah. So queuing. So raise your hands. Okay, Micah. Kumari, pero kung yung question mo for both of them, sagot mo rin si Annie. Mia. Okay, queuing ay. 1, 2, 3, go.
Nakataas na. Nag-queue kami. Oo.
Jared. Okay. Micah. Guys, are you ready?
Yes, question is for Spring.
Because ready your time.
So I've noticed that your platform is mostly about strengthening external relations through corporate partnerships. However, through my Speed Corporate experience, I've also noticed that there are only quite a few who apply as corporate partnerships deputy. Given this, do you plan to have any initiatives that will further spark a corporate-centric interest in the members?
Your 30 seconds to think starts now. Nikos, pakita mo sa kanila. Thank you. Ten seconds lang.
Okay na.
Joke lang. confident. 1, 2, 3, go.
So, parang naisip ko is, when I was creative head, medyo may ginagawa rin kasi yung publicity with first speed. Di ba, Miso? So, yung core profile, I guess that's one way of really showing off speed to external partners. So, hindi na tayo, like, we won't ask them one by one if they want to sign up to be a sponsor of speed, corporate sponsor of speed. Pero, yun nga, by providing a solid image of speed to our potential external partners, basta putting the name of speed out there talaga, edi mas makaka-attract tayo for sure ng corporate partners. And at the same time, hindi lang any corporate partners but also corporate partners with CSR efforts na parang inline speed talaga. So, hindi lang kung sino-sino partners na baka may vested interests. So, sure tayo ng mga okay na partners to. Especially since we will also be reviewing these. I also propose na yung creative sentence speed is mapunta rin sa Excel. But not yung full creative work na speed like yung section. But yung more on externally branding speed talaga and marketing speed. Para mas may direct control tayo sa yung department sa marketing efforts na speed. Creatives-wise, planning-wise, and execution-wise.
The floor is now open for follow-up questions. If you have, Micah.
I think maybe it's because of my phrasing, but I didn't mean it that way. I was asking about how he plans to, if he has any plans to have any initiatives that will further spark a corporate-centric interest in the members. So, given na there are only a few members of Corpar now as deputies, parang nag-ulit-ulit kasi kami ng projects and it's quite tiring actually. So how do you plan to engage the members in joining Corpar?
Yeah.
Well, kasi yung members...
You have 1 minute.
Sobrang diverse na members natin so hindi naman lahat G for Corpar. If you think about it, yun lang talaga may mga background in marketing. Like you're in ACOM or mga management people. And really, kasi it really reflects on your course, I guess. Not primarily, but it's a big indicator talaga of your wants. So we really cannot control the wants of our members. The best thing you could do is siguro internal promos na lang of Corpar. Kasi this year din medyo wala din internal Corpar promos. Since you're saying now na malaki need natin for Corpar people, hindi dapat mas nakatuon tayo sa promos nun this year. But what I saw this year is sabay-sabay lang talaga ng-blasted departments and so parang walang special mention yung core part. So siguro next year, since you're saying it, na ganun talaga yung status and i-review natin. And then if it is really the case, then we are gonna give special mention to it.
We have a last follow-up question.
Okay. Pag may nag-sign up sa'yo, paano mo i-maintain yung interest nila?
Siguro it's by giving them feedback, I guess. Kasi kaya naman nag-sign up mga tao dahil gusto nila experience. I guess it's a part of it. Lalo na if hindi sila sure, kunyari na-coerce na sila sa team mo, uy, sign up ka na, na-enjoy mo yan. E di make sure ma-enjoy talaga nila, diba? So parang make the work fulfilling for the volunteer. And in the same way, na matuturuan mo rin sila, medyo high involvement, na bibigyan mo sila ng paying modules. Parang hindi na puro fun talaga, puro work. But combining both. Really that's, I think, important siya for volunteer work talaga. It's seeing value in what you do. And maybe giving value to what they're doing by, making it interesting for them and making them see the connection of corporate partnerships with the advocacy's development would really help with that.
Thank you. So, for the next question, just keep
So, based on your platform, it's very focused on corporate partnerships. What are your concrete plans for the other two positions, customer relations and public relations?
30.
And publicity.
So, 30 seconds to think.
Actually, yung underlying, from surface level talaga, may kita mga Corpar-centric. Yung aking platform. But, within that, I also mentioned na i-market nga natin speed. So, of course, hindi lang Corpar head yung involved doon. So kaya nga, sinuggest ko i-move yung creative head, well at least externally, sa external department. So I could have a better overview of the whole marketing effort of Speed, marketing and branding, and parang creatives work for, for volunteers. So, siguro, kunyari, alumni relations head, you could partner up with alumni who are, kunyari, in influential corps and they have influence on their own corps, or they're also part of NGOs, but also, at the same time, fulfilling the need to communicate with our old people. So, parang prompt siya. At the same time, kunyari rin sa public relations head, usually yung ginagawa ng PubRel is parang below the line promos. So, yung creative head is the above the line promos or yung just general putting it out there, putting the name out there. But public relations head, siya yung in charge of actually contacting, or not just contacting, but directing promotions na towards a certain group na hindi siya general. So, parang mas may call to action for those independent groups na sinisignal out ng public relations head. Finally, yung publicity head, siya lang talaga in charge of, siguro yun na rin yung sinabi yung creative head na X-ray, in a sense, but with more publicity weight. Yeah.
The open for follow-up questions. Miko.
Yung sa creative spool integration sa Excel, paano mo siya planong gawin? Kasi right now, with the current system of creatives, you could have made an Excel pool at the beginning of the year. Tapos, yun na effectively yung function niya. And for projects, kunyari, below the line promotions, integration na siya between partnership, ano tawag doon? Partners, pati sa promos nyo. Kasi yung promos for people nyo rin naman yung may hawak ng branding, diba? So,
well, for that kasi, you're saying na yung ad hoc promos is, it could be also externally.
Hindi yung ad hoc promos.
Kasi gusto ko niya yung internal, are you saying na yung internal
ad
promos natin could also be external?
Yung BTL nyo ba? You could have made an Excel pool dedicated to it. With the current structure, gumagana pa rin naman siya. Na pwede mo isama yung promos doon sa... I'm
not saying na hiwalay ko yung efforts ng pool din. I'm saying is hiwalay yung efforts through two different ends. Kasi, as a creative set, sobrang dami kong, sobrang diverse ng ina-attend ko. So, internal blast, external blast. So, parang kanina mo talaga yung market yung promos mo, di ba? Internal, iba kasi yung context ng people sa context ng outsiders. So, if meron talaga tayong dedicated person na in charge na talaga sa context ng outsiders, and may isang dedicated person na in charge na sa context of insiders, hindi ba mas efficient yun? But I'm not saying na dapat hiwalay natin yung interest ng members within the pool.
Since mostly na core yung platform, how do you plan on strengthening partnerships with other orgs with other orgs in Ateneo to make sure that our projects are not left with little to no org partners?
For me, it's an issue of parang a corporate diversity po na. Hindi naman siya realistic. If you're going to set limits, parang lower limits towards getting org partners, and then you're kind of limiting yourself towards the full potential of getting partners in the first place. For me, that's what strikes me the most about it. It's parang, okay, we have to have at least 20% dapat org partners, 20% dapat core partners. I don't think that's the case because it's projects talaga iba-iba yung needs niya. Depende talaga. So kunyari, if within the Ateneo siguro, mas okay na org partners, marami. Pero if outside the Ateneo, and you're really putting the name of Speed out there na hindi lang within the Ateneo, why would you put the same limit as you would with internal projects?
Or on insights
Inside.
Yeah, corporate.
Pwedeng bagong follow-up.
It's the same question.
Sorry, take it.
It's more on the job of the corporate, diba? Kasi within Ateneo, so say other SBC orgs, other orgs from other clusters, how do you make sure na okay yung partnerships natin na wala tayong project na entirely walang partners na
From other orgs.
From Ateneo.
From Ateneo.
Entirely from Ateneo.
Entirely. So you don't want na entirely from Ateneo yung partners natin?
Parang how do you make sure na
Kunyari, may ako ng
may
process,
partner
is
din?
sparkle.
Ayun.
Paano mo sigurado na meron kang
Within
orgs
the-
na Ateneo na nandun sa booth? How would you make sure that there would be orgs within Ateneo, as in under COA or yung mga unaccredited orgs na sasagot sa atin na would partner with us in our projects?
How do you plan your papers?
Really, it's just a matter of approaching the orgs. I mean, because SBC orgs, parang they have a tendency talaga to, parang, di ba, we share common member bases with some SBC orgs. And I'm really thinking na parang, the also have some orgs could neatly tie up with ours, given the chance. And maybe we could just add things for that, na parang, speed and God aren't really that different in the sense that we're both striving for an inclusive society for their respective sectors. So by advocating that towards the different SBC orgs, then that's one concrete step towards adapting them to our projects. But hindi lang SBC org, kasi meron din talagang outside orgs na, wala talaga silang sector. Or, yung sector is very internally motivated. Like, I won't name names. So, these orgs siguro, we could find ways for them to be adapted to our projects in a sense na giving them more flowery offers. But yun lang talaga, for SBC orgs, sila talaga yung mas madaling contact.
Thank you. For the next question.
Okay, in your platform, you mentioned something about giving a financial report as a form of transparency for our corporate partners. How do you propose that this financial report will look like, especially considering the nature of our org, which is not really like
For profit.
yeah, for profit?
You can turn off it.
I think talaga it's just a matter of really branding speed. If you brand speed as a non-profit organization, I don't think we have to worry about other people seeing us as concerned about money. But there will always be money concerns kasi talaga, even if you're an NGO. And we have to address that talaga. So when you get partners for the work using any means necessary na ganun, like the financial statement, I don't think it should be shunned. It shouldn't be looked down upon. Because really, in the first place, when we're contacting corps and other partners, it's really just parang it's us asking them nicely if they want to partner up with us. By releasing the financial statements, we're just really pushing for transparency. We're not really pushing for na, ito pera namin, dahil ng pera din. But we're just saying na parang we're responsible with our money, and we would be responsible with yours as well. So to adapt it.
Okay, kasi yun dapat yung main question ko. Kasi besides financial stability, follow to, iba yung hinahanap ng mga corporate partners sa atin, di ba? Parang credibility siya sa atin in how we are able to get our message out there. Yung mga ganun. So besides that, meron pang ibang important pieces of information na gusto sana natin tingnan. So ano yung mga bagay na yun sa tingin mo?
Feel ko it's the impact of the work on the outside community. Kasi, kunyari a company would invest in us. They would like to make sure na parang magaling tayo mag-promote ng events natin. Kasi kunyari, if they're going to be partners for an event, I think they would want their name to be out there, di ba? Kunyari, logo nila or whatever, or brand nila. And if we're really good at pushing the brand of speed outwards, edi mas ma-appreciate yun ng companies, I guess. Lalo na kung kasi mas maraming tao makakita ng magaling tayo ng marketing. So, siguro it's an issue talaga of increasing the marketing capabilities of speed outwards.
Any more? Okay, check. Last follow-up.
Can you justify again the need for the financial reports to be corporate? Because from what I know, you usually have packages, X deals to attract them. It's like you're saying, I'm going to give you this in exchange for that. So it's what entices the corporate partners to enter into this mutual or like relationship with each other. So as the corporate, why would you think the corporate partners would need to see our financial position in order for them to engage in that partnership?
I think for transparency purposes, we would, if we're a transparent organization talaga, I think more people would side with us. More external corporate partners would want to side with us. And siguro, it's also a means of them sharing our goals to the outside world. You said kanina na parang there's no need, right, for it. Because, or not that there's no need, it's not fully fleshed out kasi baka wala tayong deals. And I guess yun nga yun, wala talaga tayong, initially wala tayong lalagay na deals sa financial statements. It's just really to show transparency. And para siya yung org profile, yung org profile kasi we pair them with project profiles. And yung sponsor, yung kits, nandun sa project profile, di ba? And not sa org profile. So it's really just strengthening the image of Speed. So, and it's just more current. The org profile kasi is parang timeless. The financial statement is current. So you state of affairs of Speed as of the moment. And you pair that up with a project profile, may sponsor packages, and boom, you get your sponsors.
Yeah, so for the next question,
So, paano mo gagawin yung research mo for regarding the possible sponsors? So, will it be a regular thing? Or is it something na sa free time lang? Kasi, I think ang daming ginagawa ng Excel. So, parang, would it be parang, would you have a different person to head that research? Or would you be the one to do it? Or maybe who of members?
It's like a committee.
Yeah, like,
So realistically, we probably couldn't afford a committee even if we wanted. Kasi, well, as of now, kasi we have a few members now, a handful of members na rin, who are into, sabi na ni Micah kanina, into Corpar, into Excel, but and also in the future, sana lumaki yun. But it wouldn't start out na malaki na kagad. We would still have to build upon that. So, for the research team, it would just be siguro yung specs ng Excel and the Excel. And siguro their deputies, if they want to deputize people, to provide a more concise and unified view on getting sponsors. Because each spec would have their different views. Parang which partners kaya should we get first? So siguro based on experience for some, or based on their own biases, because they probably wouldn't be accepted as specs in the first place if siguro wala silang ganun ka-deep na understanding of the marketing world. So, and what I'm saying is parang mas okay siya if pagtuunan natin pansin na parang competent yung mga specs natin for Excel. Para mas okay din yung research sa mga produce based on the insight. So, to answer your question, hindi siya sa free time lang. Siguro regular thing siya na it will be always updated based on their experience na.
follow-up ask. Luigi.
In your future position, any other Indonesian companies are willing to interact with for future projects?
Specific companies.
You have in mind lang, but doesn't have to be sure.
is that the follow-up?
Regarding the research.
Yeah, research. After research, you any Indonesian wants to be
Okay.
I don't have any specific companies right now. Probably with research talaga we would come up with this. Right now, siguro yung mga companies na we're currently targeting na. And companies na would align with speed advocacy well. And I guess, kasi yun yung starting point natin ngayon. We really don't have a good grasp of what companies would have their advocacy similar to ours. At actually, to follow up on Beas, kasi di ba sabi mo kanina yun, sabi mo yun ngayon, naisip ko na parang, hindi lang talaga external department yun, but also the inside of different people who interact with outsiders. Siguro the council na rin, in the sense na if they interact with, kasi they represent advocacy best, di ba? So they would also know which companies they see would tailor their needs best to the advocacy.
Okay, next question dito. Meron ka ba follow-up? Yeah, sorry.
Just to clarify din on the sorry, it was okay. Do you also plan to consolidate company contacts database based on your research for corporate partnerships?
From past experience.
Past experiences or maybe your research or your study?
Well, wala pang research now. But if to just your concern, yes. From past experience.
So you will consolidate information, like for example, you got the email of this marketing managers from Coca-Cola or whatever. You plan to put it in a database so that through this database, corporate partnerships deputies can easily access it and use it to contact their potential sponsors.
Yes. Kasi, like I said in my platform, I won't be turning down dating sponsors or potential sponsors na you have prepared na they're just one email message away and they're probably going to DG for speed.
Okay, so next question, Nico, go.
Okay. How do the alumni drive value into the organization, and how is it different from what you envision it to be? So,
30 seconds. Last question na si Nico. We have 6 minutes left. I mean, kasi Reg will go at 6:30. So, keep your questions brief.
Siguro, the alumni will be a well of experience firstly. We don't have all the answers to the advocacy. And for that, we have to rely on the alumni. So in relation to that, the alumni real head would be the one to consolidate info or para the insights and yung parang objections or suggestions ng ating alumni. So that we would be able to flesh out our external positioning. And also, siguro the positioning of speed in its projects. Kasi yun nga when you incorporate the suggestions of alumni, you're not just getting their external suggestions, you're getting all their suggestions for the organization as a whole. So that I think that's where the external department becomes wider in terms of speed. Hindi lang external yun pag alumni. So I guess important din to take note and to take into consideration yung sinasabi ng alumni natin. If most of them object to it, then we're probably doing something wrong. If most of them are G for it, then we're probably doing something right. But we're also not going to be basing 100% of our actions towards their insights because as of now, we have already proven ourselves to be competent in running an organization without them, right? Because, so yun talaga, parang ma-oracle lang sila.
Parang radio advisor, consultant.
Yeah.
So yung vision mo sa kanya is more of parang may somewhat stick pa rin siya sa organization at first. Parang clarification question. And so, how do you...
That's one.
How do you plan on concretizing it? Kasi hindi natin siya ginagawa sa film.
Yeah, so yun nga, they would be advisors for the org. Like what, I guess, are you already doing that? The advice ba yung sila formally?
When parang specific projects lang, pero baka as a speed, as an organization.
Siguro this is where the interplay of specs go into play. Kasi maybe we could also conduct evals for the alumni para externally speaking what they think about what we're currently doing now. And also sabi Nico, they can also be drivers for the org pa rin if they're willing. Especially since dati sila, not literal, but ano sila, parang try to go forward. Kasi they could, yun nga, they may experience sa speed, nag-commit sila speed from like a number of years, and they know fully well what our advocacy is about. And if they're willing to still promote speed, edi, yeah, di lang.
Thank you, Colin.
So, alumni, before you get support from them, of course you have to motivate them to give you support because they'll be busy for sure. So how are you going to
Same question. That's one problem.
How would you get support from alumni?
No, kasi it's expected that they will support the org. Pero how can you motivate?
What if suddenly they decide, I'm too busy working, so
I guess what the answer you're looking for is my subjective view. So, my subjective view in this is, maybe we could make it more na enticing to them. Parang, uy, namimiss mo na ba yung dati na parang lagi ka with the kids? Sabihin mo, tapos parang sabihin na, I have no time talaga, sobrang busy. Sabihin mo, nalala mo talaga dati, sobrang sincere. So, di ba namimiss yun? So, parang i-honeypot mo sila. Di ba
Bawal. Two follow-up lang. Nico and you. So, Jared's turn to ask questions.
Last na si Jared.
Last na si Jared before you.
Okay, Reg,
Post na lang.
externalizing the organization involves two things. When you externalize your organization, you're looking for people who can help you away from the organization, who can help your organization. And also, you're bringing your organization to these people. And very focusing platform here on what can people offer speed, who can speed to, what is it for speed. On top of that, you have an organization like speed that has its advocacy. So when you externalize speed, you externalize the advocacy with it. So like the question of Mace, which is how can you assure that you have orgs coming into your advocacy projects? My question would be, do you have any plans on externalizing speeds in that sense, that you become a partner to other organizations' projects? That speed becomes externalized in that way also, that speed goes out.
It's not just with that one way, two-way.
Two-way externalization.
We're currently doing this now. You've seen the Tugon poster. Tugon ba yung gabay poster? So, yun nga, that's an SDG org, diba? And I think what Yas already did for that was, she already started the process of relating speed with the advocacies of SBC orgs. Kaya that org was already willing to use Speed's name as a sponsor. I guess what we can offer naman is really Speed's image. I'm not really the person to ask for packages, for financial incentives for these orgs as a sponsor. But what I could completely offer is a solid image for Speed that would be that other orgs would be willing to use. So not just us getting them para to support our projects with their following, but them but for us to support their projects with our following. And at the same time, it would be propelling both advocacies forward. Kasi nga, the SBC advocacies are really intertwined, diba? So by propelling it forward, we're not just propelling ours, but propelling them. For other orgs, I guess you could also present, ayun nga, the problem kasi is medyo mahirap maging partner with non-SBC orgs. If you think about it, except for yung PH and Turem, kasi yung history tayo nila. Hindi mo si Hero, but maging SBC yun. Sure. So, yun, that's the problem tayo.
Yeah. So, follow up. Yeah, so in line with what Jared asked, kasi he's asking, do you have any plans on like externalizing speed? So, if in that sense, they have any criteria, qualifications in picking a partner org? Or like, kasi di ba, mostly now, narinig ko like, madali lang pag SBC. What if like non-SBC? Do you have any criteria for picking them as a partner org? To externalize team?
Siguro it's orgs that would be, that would most likely help us, yun nga, improve the image of speed through other means. So, kunyari, Heart at Play, it's not an SBC org, it's an outside org. But they dance at PWSMs. Or kunyari, TA, they perform. Maybe we could extract what we could get from that org. So they perform, and then we add our own brand to it. So they perform, and then they do it for the PWSMs. So it's a joint partnership. Kunyari, Blue Rep. Ay, tama. Blue Rep is, di ba? Orchestra.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, wait, tama ba? Blue Rep?
Blue Rep.
Blue Rep performers.
Blue Rep. Pa.
Singers.
Performing artists.
Basta performers. So they could perform, and then we could add speeds, advocacy to it. And it would really help us propel our advocacy forward.
Okay. So, last follow-up then. May follow-up si Pat.
What is speed advocacy? And what image are you trying to bring? What image are you promoting?
Speed advocacy is, well, speaking vision mission, which is to provide quality special education. Hindi ko saan mo yung word. Basta, I know lang.
I didn't expect it.
It's really getting partner institutions and then propelling their PWSN, their special needs programs forward. And it's also, sorry, hindi ko bisado talaga. But yun nga, in the sense, yun yung propelling their advocacy forward. Propelling their PWSN programs forward. What if they do it the other way around? That they propel our PWSN programs forward through the external orgs. Yun nga, by putting Speed's PWSN conscious brand for really helping out both advocacies. Ito lang mo. Okay.
Yay! So, let's give a round of applause to Red for it. Yay! Thank you, Red. Yun. So, if you have any questions for Red, you can post it on Facebook, and the guidelines I will tell later. So now, thank you, Reg. You can now ask questions to our sole candidate, Alimi Pagulay. Ay, mag-queue ako bago. So, ito na si Patty. Ay, hindi daw siya counted. President's power. Nikos, Mia, Maves, Mima, Luigi, Sharon, Miko. Ay, sorry, Miko. Hindi yan mamamatay. Yan. Joke. Patty.
Hi. So after you experienced the entire year with Apostolate, which area partners do you think we should keep, or which partners should we let go?
Wow. Wait, naka-timer na.
30 seconds to think. Oh, basta pag after ng questions, think na siya.
To be honest, I haven't gone to all the areas yet. And that is something that I'm trying to do, but I can't. And it's sticky sa photo. Okay. I think that's the purpose of the assessment. That we have to ask the areas, like, what do they have, what they don't have, what do they need, or how the area babies also see it, like what could be improved, what could, kasi sometimes yung mismong area kids natin, sometimes they say it, like, example again, I'm not gonna cry. Okay, si Danny, he told me, he brought his rubber shoes and just said, so he meant pala na his shoes don't fit anymore and he's hoping na someone would give him shoes like that. So, yeah, I think, we really have to assess muna. I don't want to just pinpoint, without context na, hindi nyo na kami kailangan or something like that. Because even though an area looks okay, maybe they need something more. And kung meron dapat panggalingan nun, it's not me, but the area. So.
Jared, for follow-up question.
If ever he decides na mag-let go of an area or at an area, how would you let the old people know about that additional area or subtraction of the area, especially na wala nang store for the old people? Because in my experience of store, that's where I found out about the areas.
Well, I haven't, to be honest, again, I haven't thought of it that way, so thank you. But thinking about it now, there are many means naman to tell the recommitted members that, hey, wala na pala yung area. I mean, even before, di ba, nagpapaalam na tayo sa area. Like, even at the end of the school year, we already say na, oh, this is our last year with this area. So they already know.
Luigi,
Does it kind of mean that store might be still important for new members if there's a new area? For all members if there's a new area for them to navigate?
Again,
Sorry. So does this mean that store kind of is still important for all members if there's a new area that they need to be comfortable and know in advance? Sorry. Okay, so like
Is store important lang if there's a new area?
yeah, for all members in case
Yeah, for all members.
you might not be familiar with the area.
Again, thank you again for your input. And I haven't thought of it that way. Pero I think yes, if there's a new area. So it's really necessary for this people to really know the new area. Yeah. Pero,
Are we allowed to base feedback to platform points?
Yeah, pero as a parang
Parang as a comment.
as a comment.
As a comment, I'm not gonna ask a question, but I'm gonna comment. Is that allowed?
yeah, go
Concern,
ahead,
yeah.
go ahead.
Pwede
Yes.
rin. Kasi it's like to the lines of it.
So parang ano na lang, tapos expound niya. Then,
Okay.
based on your
On the
comment.
topic of sort, yung removing the old memories, maybe it relates to your platform point for area family. Kasi that's an avenue for them to get to know their co-area needs. And
So
if
that's
you want to build a big bond, you should actually see it that way.
Thanks, Pat.
When I was signing up for areas, like a lot of times I'd ask names when she was asking which area I want to set up. I wanted to ask, what are your specialty in the area? So, ano yung core TWSN that I can find here? And then I think it's very, a lot of members would want to know also. So explore those means making sure that they know which kind of TWSN they can find in these different areas. Just an added suggestion. Added suggestion, just to make it more
Even in
Mark.
signing up.
when signing up or we can create a space for others to know like what other areas have to offer with regards to area visiting.
So suggestion.
Minutes, JP. Pero let's proceed. So, my turn. Yun. So, hi. Given the very nature of the job of an apostolate, so you're not just handling area heads, you're handling area heads, area babies, and the members in terms of like giving workshops to them. So, I mean like gets kasi we give apostolate everything talaga. Kasi ikaw yung heart ng org. So, how would you deal with all that, given that responsibility? Like, given that you're incoming third year,
Again.
I mean, like, given the very nature work of apostolates, you're handling the most number of specs, yung area heads. So, yung pinakamadami. Tapos, syempre, sagot mo rin yung area heads, area BBs kasi under apostolate pa rin yun. Tapos, sagot mo rin yung ibang members na hindi nag-area since minimake sure mo pa rin na mabibigyan sila ng workshop-ish for handling PWSN. So, given that job, how would you ensure na you will able to do it? What are your plans? Like, personal plans?
Concrete.
Concrete plans. Given na you're incoming third year then.
Well, actually, I'm also in. If you saw my COC, I'm also involved in a lot of orgs. And right now, I'm really thinking about it if I would stay in those orgs or like fully commit myself to speed. Kasi yun nga, I've considered naman the load. Hindi naman ako sugod na. Okay, run. So yun. So I'm thinking
considering dropping
the other words. And then I think that itself would make a big difference.
You can raise my question. It's related to any question.
Okay.
Just you can hear the I like what Joe said, no? Thomas and Joe. You're in charge also of your area babies, like members like me. And a lot of your platforms are very exciting. It's sort of exciting stuff to get people to visit. But we have plans for post-visit, as in like for after the areas, like processing or to hopefully create better outcomes on the street. Like we have other plans other than just enticing them to visit. How do you ingrain the visit experience to them as you are the ones connecting your step to the PWSNs that we do.
Ingraining. Just follow up. Okay. So ingraining. I think there was also this part in my platform where I will ask yun nga, the experience of the area babies and then creatives would like make it into something and then publish it in the page. But I think that itself is already reflective for the area babies. And the fact na sinishare nila, they get to see what their co-area babies feel din. Ganito pa rin. So, it wouldn't just stay in the area, but really actually just also share it to the community.
Yeah, so any last follow-up for it? Okay, so Nikos.
Hi.
So, the first part of your platform, you said you want to form an area center apostolate. And part of that would be the monthly area assessment. Not only answered by the area heads, but by the executioner. So, every fill out, I usually have weekly area updates. And what I've noticed is very area heads okay siya for the development of area heads and for you to keep track of the situated area. Pero dito, sasama mo yung institution. So, what would be your criteria for this assessment? And would you also utilize di ba meron tayo yung parang nag-evaluate for the possibility? Evaluation. So, what's your criteria and would you utilize the evaluations?
Again, wait lang. Again, the last. What's my criteria?
Criteria for this assessment on the part of the institution. So basically,
anong tatanungin ko?
And there's some indicators natin.
Okay.
And gagamitin mo, i-utilize mo yung position evaluation to do this or about
yung una mo na yung pool, yes.
Follow up mo na yung
plan to utilize the pool para objective, meron din yung objective na. Like, kasi kung area heads lang, syempre bias na yung area heads. We're like, sige, tayo natin. Criteria, there are 4 objectives of apostolate. Thanks, JP. Okay, so we're expected to create modules, we're expected to provide the necessary or upgrade the current facilities, we're expected to check the staff's of the areas, if they're adequate enough, if they're equipped with the correct skills, and if we attract more external relations. So I think yung apat na yun itself, doon ko paiikutin yung monthly area assessment. So I might ask na, what do you need? And then maybe for the next months to come, were we able to provide the right modules, or what are the improvements you've seen in the kids? Like that. Really hands-on talaga. Yes.
We can follow up with Nikos. Will you use... Okay. So next. First follow up na si Pat.
So how do you di ba you're going to do assessments na? So completely, how will these assessments look like? Kasi by background, yung areas talaga parang hindi talaga consistent in terms of like their intention. Like they do consultations but there's no actual output drawn from it. So how can you make it more transition friendly?
Again.
Let's see.
Parang how do you...
Wait, you're asking.
Yeah. Like, how do you imagine this assessment? You want to do this assessment. So, concretely, how will this assessment, what is the form of this assessment? And you...
Parang kung klaseng tools yun.
Or
workout, or
Magpa-partner ka ba sa isang to assess or department mo na?
Ayaw mo yan. Start na ba?
30 seconds.
Follow up.
Ay, follow up. So,
Yeah,
no.
kasi, yun na, we're right now, di ba, we're being assessed na by school. So, I think yung atin, itself, kasi if-fill up talaga for the institution. And then, iba yung sa area heads. Or they're gonna really fill it out. And then, kukunin at the end of the month. Did it answer? Or you want something more concrete?
Ano yung laman? Like,
Kasi, nasagot ko na yung kay Nikos.
No, hindi. Yung problem ko kasi sa apostolate talaga is how there's no vast data from the areas before. I mean, like, transition-wise, like, how can you make sure that this will be transitioned properly? Aside from, like, fill out these things and
second follow-up.
parang clarification.
Yeah.
Pero,
Yun nga, part naman din ng platform for yung transition process. So, I think yun, the fact na may time nasagutan ng area, pwede siyang i-introduce na rin ng like fast area head na, oh, this is what happened, or like give more context about the assessment. So, hindi lang basta, may planned transition process. It's not just, oh, ayan yung document. And, as in really, I really want the past area heads to like meet the new area heads and they go to area together or something. As in, ganun talaga. Not just giving the form. So, I think with that, magiging okay naman yung transition process kasi it's not all just these documents and files. But in fact, there's a person they can ask to. There's this person na they can,
last follow-up.
Feel ko medyo related siya sa sinabi ni Ati. Kasi usually when we measure our area's performance, nag-measure tayo ng progress, di ba? Pero usually we don't measure it in terms of objective or baseline. Yung parang measure lang natin yung DX movement, yung slope, ganun. Pero hindi masyado yung parang wala tayo endpoint natin. Wala tayong starting, wala tayong endpoint. So how do you plan to address that siguro? Siguro? How do you
yung hindi na measure ng
wala tayong starting, parang wala tayong roadmap for our areas in terms of their development. Parang sinasabi lang natin na, may need sila. Pero parang makita natin na eventually, yung dami ng needs. So parang how do we act given nga na meron silang updates na gano'n, ay needs na gano'n from the updates.
I know na maraming beses ko na, but I haven't thought of it that way. So thank you for like giving me new perspective on it. But Joke lang. Yun nga, I think really setting down talaga with the areas. I think part din yun na assessment na maybe they're expecting something from us talaga. Like maybe sa atin, we don't see parang, oh sige, tulungan natin ang area. But maybe for them, they're like, oh sana yung speed, bigyan tayo ng ganito. I think setting talaga what they really expect from us talaga from the start. As in nakalagay sa assessment. I think yun na yung like guide natin. Ayoko sabihin na tayo yung mag-roadmap. Yeah. Feel ko talaga dapat sa kanila manggaling. Kasi nga area sila. We're just here to guide.
Si Mia.
Ooh.
Mia. Okay.
So part of your platform is the speak out campaign. So you plan on tying about the different area. So given that this is I assume na you'll get some positions from the Excel department to get this to work, or at your face. Which positions in the council are you going to utilize to get this item to work?
Well, syempre area heads. Kasi areas. Then publicity, the new publicity head. Kasi, yun nga, open area naka-assign. Speak out campaign yung naka-assign sa akin. So, ano pa ba? Maybe, question, sinong gumagawa ng emails na like sinisend? Yeah, I know Secgen, but then,
No.
Oh, yun. Doc.
Pati extra.
Kasi di ba like, yung speak out campaign natin, di ba when they speak out, they put their email, and then when they open their email, they see na, thank you for ano. But then, ang plan ko din, sana dun din, as in, yun na mismo may invite na rin dun. Or yung mismo pag-speak out nila, i-invite na yun na mag-open area, something like that. Kasi yung sa Speed Week, what I noticed is that nakahiwala yung open area at yung speak out. When it could have been great if they were together. Like really taking the opportunity to spread the advocacy and really invite people to go to our areas.
Follow-up question. If there's none, let's go to Main's question.
Kasi meron dapat project under my department, Spheres. Brief background namin yung support for people, family members who are persons with special needs. So, ang tanong ko is, meron kasi kaming overlap ngayon with JP as to which department really holds it. So, for you ba, how would you want to frame Spheres? Would it be under mentor, under apostolate? And, siguro, would you still plan on continuing that for the next year?
Follow-up ba yun?
Hindi na naman yung timer.
Okay. So, yes, assertive akong tao. Yes, I do want spears kasi that's also where I'm coming from. Pero thinking about it, I see it with mem form rather than apostolate. Kasi apostolate talaga sa areas. You're looking at, di ba, yung speckle na may siblings or relatives with persons with special needs. I think it could only be for apostolate if we plan to open it talaga to Athenians talaga who have persons with, sibling or related to persons with special needs. So if you're asking if I want to push through with it, yes, but then I don't see it like being handled by my department.
Nima.
So in your platform, you mentioned something about making an area head manual. So how is this area head manual like different from what the apostolate department is doing with holistic development? Like, I'm aware that you guys have a partnership in order to guide your area heads in processing, how to go about post-area visits. And what do you propose are possible contents of this area head manual?
Follow up. Question. Ayos. First, I want to say muna yung content ng manual ng holistic development. So, with working with RD, ang nakalagay dun is yung modules namin and then yung processing points that we have to hit. And then, yun. So, yung area head manual, it's not about processing. It's really about the procedures that an area head should know. Like, for example, prior to area, ano yung dapat gawin, something like that. Or during area, ano yung dapat mo dala. Or yung mga ganun. As in mga stuff that, like a checklist or something. Parang ganun yung laman ng manual that I see. Like, tsaka yung, for example, post-area, ano yung dapat mo na nagawa. Like, for example, yung monthly assessment. Just to keep the area heads on track. Na talagang, okay, I haven't done this, I haven't done this, I haven't done this. Just to guide them talaga. So that's how I see it. Hindi sakop yung processing. Kasi sa holistic talaga siya. Yes?
Follow. This is like a physical thing that you can check off. So parang, remember how like we get transportation sheets and then, is it something like that or is it something that like it's a soft copy that you have to bring with and then parang Trello checklist that you were able to transfer to something that you already done or like how does this work? How would it
Well, I see it soft copy. So, bahala na yung area head ko if gusto niyang hard copy or like soft copy siya. So, yun. Yes.
Second
Is this follow-up? Okay.
So it's per se not really a manual on how to do or what must be more like a statement or a checklist instead of something like an instruction manual or any suggestions. Yeah.
You're asking the structure.
It's more like a staple of as an area, not really like what must do or do not. It's more like a staple.
I think I would do a mix of that. Like, ano yung, like, naka-bullet point, and then merong iba na checklist. So,
So,
Actually, you already asked the question.
okay, Patty.
So considering lang that we actually removed projects recently from apostolate, which is this boss, so we transferred it out. You pitched kasi regarding doing the field trips, right? So I would like first to ask, like, how concretely will these field trips go? Like, will it work for every area? Is it for every area, or is it just one big entire field trip? And then I'll just follow up.
We
How
can
about extend
extend.
tayo ng
Kasi
late
late
as
start.
Pwede bang mag,
After na lang.
well, I see it talaga per like one area at a time lang. Like, kahit hindi for the entire year, lahat ng area makapag-ano, but at least once, or, yeah, as long as feed exists. And I think priority yung mga orphanages, like, for example, SOC. Kasi, yun na, they stay there for like, every day. Like, they're really excited to go out. Tsaka pag school kasi, marami pang processes. Diba? Like, if we partner like a field trip with them, something like that. So I think we have to, parang mas madali or mas madaling unahin yung mga orphanage natin na areas. Tapos yung schools maybe later on, like, ano muna natin, like, i-pitch muna natin sa school. But yun.
Sige. So, kasi yung context na is you remove the other project. So, given this, it's like an additional project for each area head. Tama ba? Alongside the other projects that are already existing. So, do you think it's something that the area heads can handle as in terms of the feasibility and the preparations? Kasi personally, nung nag-arrange kami, mahirap talaga siya i-arrange. So, yun lang, something to consider. And do you think it's feasible?
I think we would have to involve yung other departments. I don't think hindi siya for the area heads. Maybe for yung talking nga sa area na dito po tayo pupunta, like making them aware. But then yung planning process, we might need help from other departments.
So the project is not under you. It's under
Come here for it. No, I mean just, yeah, like parang help lang from the other departments.
So,
Like for example, kung may pwede mong sponsor ng foods or that's okay. It's really like that. But yung actual planning kung saan pupunta, like that, I think kaya naman siyang i-delegate sa yung academic part nito.
something to consider na lang siguro. Na
Yeah.
paano niya ginagawa. Thank you. Follow.
Follow up ba to? Oh, yes.
Actually, considering this is done in more than one area, might there be proper enough amount of funds for each area to handle the field funds? Yes.
Fun.
Funds.
Again.
Even there's more than one area, might there be a sufficient amount of funds to allocate for each of these areas? That's it.
Concerned about funds. How would you do?
Again, how I see it, hindi naman sabay-sabay yung areas na, like, one big field trip, hindi naman like that. Like, one area at a time. So, yun nga, I don't know how our finances are, so thank you again for the perspective. But I have considered it naman. And, wala pa tayong finance VP or, wala rin si Russell. So, I don't know anything about yung finances natin in speed. But then, I think, yun nga, hindi naman natin kaya, kung hindi natin kayang ipilit na lahat ng areas makapag-filter in a year, in one school year, edi wag, diba? So let's just, parang one area per year, or basta whatever is feasible. Yes.
So, wow.
Naku.
Yes. Kasi nakita natin yung concern in the previous years, either membership formations or area development because of the areas, diba? And we want to make sure. And yung nakita natin over the past 2 years is that hindi natin na-involve yung mga members natin sa area development parts. Like usually, may tendency siya to flow upwards. Na parang si JP, siya yung pinaka-alam sa lahat na positive. I don't development stuff. Tapos kayo to some extent. Pero pagdating sa members, parang when do you go to area? Yung area visit talaga yung natin pag nila. So parang given ka na maraming process na gagawin yung opposite next year, like may area evaluations kayo, meron kayong projects, gano'n. Parang how do you plan on involving your members? Maganda sana kung may concrete structure or
Nikos. Tinawag ko na si Miko ko, okay na. So, I did mention naman din sa platform ko na I want na mas transparent ulit sa area babies. Kasi what I noticed, kasi ako sa SOC personally, sa area babies ko, transparent ako. Like, yun nga, for example, may field trip yung ganito, or like, oh, si Danny wala siya sapatos. Like that, like, I really think na dapat mas transparent. So, if you want something concrete, I suggest yung monthly area assessment. I know. Pero kasi may area head pa kasi. So, I think, maybe bibigay ko sa area head yung area assessment. And then, kung gusto niyang i-present doon sa area babies niya na, oh, this is what our area needs. Or kung gusto niyang personally niya sabihin, like that. But I'll really tell or train my area heads talaga to be transparent about it. Para alam din talaga ng area babies what's going on with their areas beyond the area visits. Okay.
follow-up.
Yes.
Kasi yun, parang nasa level siya of information, knowledge. Parang meron ka bang planong i-involve talaga yung mga managers?
Yun nga, I said being transparent about the wish list. Like, kasi di ba, area heads ang nakakaalam ng wish list. But then, what if yung isang area baby, willing pala siya, like for example, sa SOC, they said they need medicines. O what if meron pala akong area babies na willing talaga magbigay ng medicine? So, ayun, I think, yun, really, parang making them part of, parang i-open yung wish list also to donation, something like that. And not just sa atin, mag-revolve yung wish list. Follow-up. Follow-up.
Siguro na lang parang
Okay.
kailangan ng proactiveness medyo in that sense. So, parang isipin mo, pag sinabi mo sa tama na, ay, may problema ganito. Usually, they won't act. Parang minsan kailangan nyo talaga mag-form ng act or na ability for them to be able to be involved. And siguro, that's something you can work on.
Wait, question na to.
Siya question.
Okay. Thank you. So to make sure that they really put it to action, yun yung concern.
Parang meron silang
Okay.
So, no, another question.
Okay.
You experienced this year the improvement, or like you saw how the body grew as a project. parang how would you consider what we've done body program this year to be transitioned into your year, which is under apostolate? So how would you go about it or like improve it or concrete steps on making it more out there?
Oh my gosh, kita ko sa
Mag-take ka lang tayo.
job. Okay na.
Ah,
Well, kasi yung body program, it's hindi rin tayo basta-basta pwede gumalaw. Kasi it's a sensitive topic. Like, yun nga, others kasi, they don't like na out there yung condition nila. Although we want, di ba? But then, yun nga, parents mismo ayaw like that. So, and honestly, yun nga, when I passed my COC, I also realized na, oh my God, wala akong sinabi sa body program. So, okay. Diba parang ano? Pero nahiya ka kay Patty. Ano na, Patty, dagdag mo naman. But, maybe for body program, ano ba? Kasi support group ang body program. So, kasi I'm thinking, parang yung advocacy squad, yeah. I don't know, maybe require them talaga to attend or something like that. At least one. Kasi parang, yun nga, sabi natin ni JP, concerned din, diba, na konti yung nag-a-attend. Tsaka it would be great din for advocacy squad. Kasi they don't go to our areas. So, maganda kung meron pa rin silang encounter with persons with special needs. Like that. So, I suggest na yun.
Actually, yung currently ratified constitution, required na talaga yung body program. Right?
For advocacy. Ah, okay. So, ayun. I think I'll just reinforce that.
ano, follow up. How would you like, hindi, parang kasi we're in the market. Parang how would you like, really involve the offices like that? Like to, parang to, tap them, like to get talaga people, students with special needs. Kasi diba, we have mom there, like coordinating with the parents. So how would you like market the body program to these parents or like to the offices na, we will make sure your kids will have like improved social skills or like we will take care of your kids, be bodies with them. So how would you like ensure na they will like kagat to the idea of the body program?
So, hindi siya alam.
No, I mean like kasi ba the parents can be skeptical about it. Na parang, body program, marami akong friends yung ano. So how would you like ensure that the parents will kagat to the idea na may body program?
Na magiging inserted talaga yung anak nila
sa
kind of system na yun. Na organization, but not the administration.
How to market it. Tapos na ganito. Yun nga. So, I haven't, hindi ko pa naiisip talaga kung paano i-market. But I'll try my best to like think now. Okay. How to market? Kasi I'm trying to imagine, like, paano ko ako, like, sabihin ako, na, yung brother mo, like, magiging part ng body program, and I'll be like, yes. I can't imagine like, how to market it. Honestly, I think I have to think about it. Yeah. Kasi it's really, yun nga, I'm really concerned kasi on the sensitivity na kasi yung body program. So, I don't really see it being
How transparent is the body program? Do the parents know to continue bodies? What if you create a suggested assure them that they'll get to meet the buddy of their child. So that it could, I mean, it's about the trust. It's about trust when you have this program. It's rooted on trust. And you can't blame the parents then for being fearful for them, especially in PWS. If you create the assurance, I don't know how, but give them ways to feel assured na in good hands yung PWS yung child. And I think that would be a great point.
Yeah. I think that would work with me and my brother, for example. I know his friends.
Pwedeng comment. Yun, additional quick comment lang. Yun, I think talaga the body program is probably like a potential na parang pa-start lang talaga. Pero so malayo lang pwede niyo marating, I think. So, it is an important effort to make Ateneo a more inclusive community talaga. Kasi we're getting people to actually know the people with special needs in the school. So, like, that's how we start, that's how it should work. So, hindi focus sana on your future plans if ever.
Yes, kasi in relation to what Patty said, kasi nga diba, Ateneo now, as go about like student care, no? Tapos may platform din sige about like student care. So maybe like, try to like incorporate the body program to the Ateneo program na may the star student, na student at risk. Kasi different naman yung levels, like suicidal, tapos happen with conditions, kasi social skills na mababa. So maybe like, tap into those officers para like palabas yung body program. Para nga, yun nga. Dati na yung more inclusive. No comment.
Hindi, comment lang.
Ayan. So, we can accept 3 more questions. Ay, 2 questions. Tapos, no?
Wait.
Ayan, sila ng dalawa. So, pilitan na lang kasi nila.
Go lang.
Si Jalo.
Okay.
What do you have any like ideas regarding the modules we have in backstory? Because I've noticed in most of the modules in SOCMDs, most of it is in development mainly on fine motor skills. And it's all arts and crafts. I guess for our area it's that. But do you have any ideas when it comes to more, I don't know, practical or vocational skill development to the kids, like money, when it comes to values of things? Kasi, kasi yung sa Saturday SOCs, arts and crafts.
Yes.
What you develop with arts and crafts? Creativity and fine motor skills. Mondays, it's, parang PT time, diba? So it's gross motor skills, keeping them physically fit. But, when it comes to more, at least relatively advanced development for them intellectually, how do you plan on tackling that via the modules?
Okay. Like progress from the modules. Tama ba? So, if I'm not mistaken, Speed does have research efforts on this topic, right?
That topic.
No, I mean the vocational jobs, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I've been hearing. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So, I think, yun nga, like what I said among the others, hindi pwedeng ura-urada. We can just impose something. It really has to come from the area. So, I think I would put that in the monthly area assessment if they're interested in like vocational skills. Kasi what if, for example, they have pala a plan or they've been doing it, hindi lang nila sinasabi sa atin. So, yeah, I don't want to interfere naman on that. But if they say na yes, parang yes, we're open to vocational, for our kids to learn vocational skills, then maybe that's how we're going to put in modules that address that.
Follow up. Ano,
Yes.
follow up. Ano, are you planning to like, kasi diba in now, you're creating modules based on like meron tayong booklet, diba? I mean like yung may books kayo na titignan minsan to create a module. Yes or no? Am I right?
For body programming.
For
Yeah,
body
that's
program.
body
Pero
program.
sa modules, saan niyo siya binibig? So,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my platform.
so,
Na, yun nga, talagang we seek from those who really know SPED.
so now, is that mean na sila nagagawa or like may touch part na area heads part? Parang reference lang sila.
Yeah, I think I see it more as reference in area heads. Tapos sila talaga yung like, gagawa ng modules. Or,
Okay.
like,
So,
present na,
ang tawag doon,
for example, this area has kids who have problems with fine motor skills like that. So what can we do? And then they want arts and crafts down. So they,
so mag-outsource in a way.
yeah.
Outsource. Last follow up.
Yes.
Last follow up.
Do you think that redundant modules should stay? Kasi some modules, you know, especially the arts and crafts modules, they're, you know, kind of redundant because they're supposed to be developing, for my examples, fine motor skills. Do you think that you should change the redundancy of these modules, or do you think that it should stay? Even though they mainly develop the same skill, it's still alright to keep them, you know, to just keep those modules as is.
Is this follow up?
Yeah.
Okay. I did say that in my platform, you know, we just talked about it, that I'm really planning to see from actual SPED people talaga on the crafting of modules. Kasi modules are being done by the area heads, kaya siya redundant. Kasi, yes. Kaya tas sinasabi din sa amin na, okay, kung wala kayong maanong module, tignan nyo yung past. So, yeah, so you cannot, you get it. I've also thought about it na hindi kaya parang stagnant na like paulit-ulit. So I really think na we should really ask from people who really know what these kids are supposed to be doing. Yes, people.
So this is about this is
Hindi, new
regarding
question yan.
what you mentioned earlier about permanent transportation for air.
Okay.
So do you think? Yeah. Do you no, not concrete. I won't ask that. But do you really think that this is that having a permanent transportation for area is the solution to the issue of like maraming people that parang maraming area babies going to area? Because I'm very sure you're aware that some areas have so much area babies and some areas have very little. And do you think that the transportation really is the issue here? And that it's the solution to the issue?
Wait, what is the issue?
Issue of like, you said earlier that sometimes you turn down people to go to area kasi nga walang transportation. It's hard to find transportation for you. Do you think that when it comes to managing people going to area, transportation is the issue that should be solved?
Like, is it the main problem?
This is the main problem. That's for you. Since you brought it up, that maybe we should have permanent transportation.
Well, ano to? Question? Question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, give me time to think.
So, maybe I can regard questions for Monday.
So yes, I've thought about it naman. Like, is it really an issue? And hindi siya yung main issue, but it's one of the issues. Kasi one, yun nga, it nahihirapan yung area heads to a lot of area babies, hindi nila sinasabi sa akin. But yun nga, since my area babies are close, well, some area babies told me that the reason why some of the area babies don't go to area is because matagal daw humanap ng transpo and may tendency na malate sila. So if you think about it, kung merong set na transpo, we can do processing in the vehicle or the transpo. Something like that. But yun nga, it's very ambitious, but then I think it would solve at least some of the problems din. Tsaka yun nga, yung safety ng spare pool natin. Yung area babies ko, they said na pag sumakay sila ng taxi, there was this, it happened twice na ino-off yung meter, yung taxi. Just, I don't want that for my area babies or anyone at all. Like, I would step out of the taxi. Pero, kasi nga, yung time constraint nga, like, for example, they have to get back to school at exactly 5. So, wala silang choice. Ayoko rin naman na we deal with that every time. Diba? So, I think na really having our own transpo would help. And yun nga, if we're going to push through with my proposal na field trip, since may transpo na tayo, let's say, so, wala na siyang yun. Ay! Meron pa ba? Follow up. Meron pa? Follow up.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Wait, as an area head, you are like, are you? I'm asking you, or like stating, if you are aware of how much you actually spend on transportation per area, and how do you think is having a permanent, like investing in a permanent transportation per area, like feasible with the budget that we give to that's just for transportation every year? Do you think that it actually has a chance to happen? Like, because I'm not aware of the budget that we have, but do we have a chance to
Yun nga, the reason why I put in my platform is just starting an initiative is because as much as I want to be concrete and reassure you guys na, here's my plan, we're going to do this, buy this, like that. But yun nga, it's something really, it requires not just my decision, but yun nga, finance, and then yun nga, kung kaya ng finances natin. So, I don't see it as something, again, I don't see it as something that can be done as soon as possible, like right next year, meron na tayong transpo like that. But I just want to start an initiative. So, for example, hindi nga natin ma-provide this year, then maybe continue on for the next years. I just want na yung future speed. This wouldn't be a problem. Like thinking long term lang.
First follow-up pa lang yan. You have the right.
Follow question lang.
Last na yan. last na.
Follow question lang. So you said that for the long run naman din.
Yes.
But
Maintain.
if you pick up the BB proposal next year, what could be your concrete plan, kahit small plan, and trying to ease the problem of transportation?
Well, I've thought of that din naman. Sabi ko, kakatayin nila ako kasi long term ako mag-isip. Short term, wala akong may bigay. I'm thinking about, maybe really, for example, sa taxi, maybe really talking to like a company taxi. Ganun, na please come at this time or something like that. Then meron muna tayong contact for taxis para hindi tayo nag-aantay sa sort. Tsaka para secure natin. So I've thought of it. Yeah. Really finding a good taxi partner. That's my solution for this year. If ever, yun nga, yung permanent transfer wouldn't work immediately. And yun nga, if it turns out okay, then maybe that could be the permanent transfer.
Thank you. So let's give Alini a round. So reminding you guys, if you write something on the paper for math, so you can like pass it to Patty. Yun. Pero if wala kayong naisip ngayon, we can still collate questions for math online. So here are, wait lang, hindi pa tapos. here are the guidelines for it. Oh my gosh. Should there be more questions that the audience would like to ask after the allotted time, they can course it through Ateneo Speed Facebook group, provided that they tag the following. So, Mapes Joaquin, Pati Carolina, and the candidate to whom they are addressing the question to. So, either Matt, Althea, Alimi, or Reg. So, candidates are not required to answer the online questions, but they are highly encouraged to. There will be strictly no vulgar and demeaning language. Yeah, so questions should be posted as comments on the appropriate campaign materials for the candidate by 9 p.m. tonight. Starting 9 p.m. tonight. The candidate may respond to these questions until 10:30 p.m. of April 2016. April 4, 2016, which is Monday, since our election period will start on April 5, Tuesday.
Tuesday to Thursday.
Yeah, Tuesday to Thursday. Ito yun. So, wala nang final word. So, protocol. Yan. So, feeling ko, iko-course ni Mapes. Yeah. So, election announcement. Voting period for vice presidential elections will run from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. of April 5, 2016 Tuesday and April 6, 2016 Wednesday and 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. of April 7, 2016 Thursday in MVP 214. So, every official member of Ateneo Speed as of March 1 is eligible to cast exactly one vote. So, exercise your right to vote, be informed, ask questions, and here's to the future of Speed. Thank you for coming. Di ba may class? Ano? Music air.
At least less
Oh my gosh, pala tayo pupunta ng photo. So, hapon siya siya.
Libre mo ako.
Ano ba Uber? Uber from here to there, swear. Talaga. Lip siya.
Hindi ko alam yung balik mo. Dalawang taon na ako. Hindi ko maalala eh. Kasi hindi ko alam yung start.
Tanong mo kay Bea.